Good morning. This is the latest update of the issue of Facebook's horizontal drilling project at Tierra Del Mar on the Oregon coast. Today is March 17, 2020. It's St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day. Today I would like to talk about 4 tactics that Facebook used in convincing county officials that this industrial level project was appropriate for a small lot in a high density neighborhood on the Oregon coast. And the 4 tactics that I'll talk about today are what I call marketing, false promises, kind of a classic bait and switch, all leading up to fake science. Let me take a moment to give a special shout out and thanks to our State Representative Gomberg. Last week, Tierra Del Mar noted that there had been a change out in machinery being used by Facebook. So we're going to have different machinery than what Facebook said it was going to use. The machinery that they're going to use is much louder than what they said they were going to use. We raised this issue with county officials, and we sent our concerns off to Representative Gomberg's office. And in the last report, I noted we had heard nothing back from anybody. We've still heard nothing back from our county officials. But we have heard from Representative Gomberg's office, and we're going to begin a dialogue later on today. I can report to you that the horizontal drilling project is in pause right now. This was a scheduled pause. The lot has been prepared for the horizontal drilling. The horizontal drilling machine that's actually going to be used is in place and ready to be turned on. But the pause will now last until April 7, and that was a scheduled pause in the construction schedule. The 4 tactics that Facebook used were marketing, false promises, a classic bait and switch, and finally, fake science. Marketing is kind of somewhat like a false promise, but marketing we're all kind of used to. Marketing is when you look at the advert for an automobile and it looks lovely, and then when you actually go down to the lot, it doesn't look quite as good as it did in the nice made advert. Maybe in the advert they use the very high-end model. They take care to clean up the car, polish it off, and they've got perfect lighting for it. You go down to the lot and it's a base model. It's a rainy day. It doesn't look as good as it did in the advert. We all understand marketing, but marketing is an issue here. So we're going to start off by talking about marketing. What you see here is a diagram of what the lot was going to look like, and this was submitted by Facebook in its application materials for the conditional waiver. Nice little diagram. Shows nice little green trees and small equipment, little entranceway out into the road. All looks kind of semi-civilized for the scope of the project. It was a nice marketing piece. This is a photograph of the reality as it is right now. A little bit different than the marketing. As we understood the scope of the project, we figured out there would be a number of employees on site, and so we raised the issue on parking. We did not want to have cars clogging up the neighborhood. We were assured by Facebook that would not be a problem. All parking would take place on site. Well, this photograph shows what the situation is before we even get into the drilling aspects of the construction project. Already we can see that employee parking is occurring off the site and an adjacent property. In its application for a conditional permit, Facebook stated on the record that the drilling machine that it would be installing would be a Vermeer Model D330 by 500. What they actually installed, however, was an American Augers Model D442. So what's the difference, and why does this matter? Well, it matters because the Vermeer unit is rated at producing a sound level of 75 dBA, whereas the American Augers unit is rated at producing a sound level of 88 dB, and 88 dB is significantly louder than 75 dB. Let's get to fake science. What you see in front of you is a professional acoustic report. It was part of the materials that Facebook submitted to the county in its application for a conditional waiver. This is a professional consulting firm that does acoustic modeling on various projects. The report is very detailed and appears to be very well done. Certain fundamentals in acoustics are talked about. Certain examples are provided. It gives you a detailed account as to the modeling and the method of the report. And then when you get on, you actually see some very scientific looking diagrams as to what the sound levels are going to look like. One would take a look at this report and say, this is scientific, it's reliable, this looks good. We can make a good decision based on the information provided in this very scientific report. The problem is, this is fake science. The reason this is fake science is if we go back to the front end, they talk about the modeling method and results. And of course, in the modeling, the consulting firm was assuming that the horizontal drilling machine would be the machine that Facebook said it was going to use. They did not model this based on the horizontal drilling machine that Facebook is actually going to use in the bait and switch. So all of this modeling is based on machinery that's not actually going to be used. This makes this entire report fake science.